Welcome to Billy Review Stuff, where I review stuff. Today, I'm looking at the AliExpress bootleg SH MonsterArts Godzilla -1. Now, this figure was, I think after shipping, about $29 to get shipped to me without the box. Because, come on, it's going to be a box of junk and paper that has where it's a bad mimicry of the actual package. But, so that's about $30. I believe on Big Bad Toy Store, this thing was like $129, $139. I'll have to double check. Even at like, let's say if it was $100, I think it was to just buy it off like an import website, not including shipping, I'm going to go ahead and say this is definitely a $29 bootleg right off the bat. The picture that I had on my unboxing for it had where, like, when he came out of the box, he had one goofy ass looking grin on him where his jaw was popping out because his jaw isn't on a ball joint. But let's go ahead and get him off the stand and see what I mean. With bootleg Godzilla here, there's a couple things that are gonna be issues because he has where he is a $30 bootleg. One, you can already tell from the lighting and everything, he has where he's shiny. He has where he is just straight plastic with some brown paint put on him to like kind of mimic that deco that the actual figure has and Godzilla has in the film. There's no priming to the plastic, so you could hit it with a dull coat. It's not that big a deal when you only pay $29 for a figure. Sorry, Super 7. I'm tired of people seeing your promo shots and being like, that's amazing. They get the figure and they're like, oh no, it has where it looks like a toy. Because everything they ever put out from Ultimates has where it is made to look like the ultimate toy version of something. It's just something they don't put in the paperwork or they put in the fine print or they broadcast around there. This is the ultimate toy version of stuff, and it drives me nuts. But hopefully everyone will start to realize that and move on. Next with this, the next issue is because it's a bootleg, it's not going to have like perfect joint tolerances and stuff. I mean, it does have where it's fairly sturdy from the head down to about the knees. Once you get to the ankles and everything, it gets a little loosey-goosey. Even about 2/3 of the tail has where it's kind of loosey-goosey. So, I know on most reviews it has where like it'll get to here and like they'll be like, oh, there's not a lot of movement in the ankle, and the ankles were really tight on the actual version of this. This one, they're kind of loose. They're not terrible, but they're gonna like shift under the weight of the rest of the figure. Again, it's not something I can't fix because I would just pop it off. I'd put like a little blue tack, any kind of big joints there. For the smaller ones, I might do like a little bit of super glue or something and put it in there and work it around just to add some friction in there to just kind of make that joint a little bit tighter, a little bit more resistant to moving. Because you still want it to move, but you don't want it frozen. Now the tail, oh, I keep popping this off here. The tail will pop off in parts because, come on, it's going to bootleg. But it still has where it kind of moves kind of great. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But, again, I only paid $30 for this thing. I can fiddle around with that some. I probably actually need to heat that and pop that. I think this has where it's not seated all the way is that issue. It's kind of like when I was messing with the Mecha Godzilla from the Monsterverse, Godzilla vs. Kong. It needs a little work, and it doesn't take much to fix it. It's just, you got to fix it. But I think I value my time less than I value that money I would spend on a figure of full price. So, it's good about here. It gets kind of iffy there, and this last third is kind of like, eh. I mean, you can get it in pose. I had this tail up, like, in basically the pose from the poster where it's like the tail going there, and it's like, oh, Godzilla -1. Kind of like that. But it's weird. I don't know how many people have where they have any kind of like wildlife experience or anything like that. You ever come across a dead snake or a dead lizard? This thing kind of reminds me of that with this tail. It's a little weird feeling when you mess with it, but it still has basically the same articulation. He still has a ball joint at the top of the neck. He still has where it moves here, it has where it goes in that double bar, and it kind of has a lot going on there. Like that's I don't know if the actual one could kind of move that way. I think it's close to the actual one there. He doesn't have a ball joint at the mouth, but he does have a hinge. That's his hinge was super jacked up when I got him. And if you can tell, if I get this really close in there, he does have there's oof, there's a little sculpt work to the bottom row of teeth, and you can see how off it is with that paint there. It kind of just is like, but the teeth are up there. There's a little bit of sculpting for the teeth up here, but there's no paint on the outside. It's on the inside for some reason, which is really weird in a top row. So it gives them that gum look. But I think if you had where you kind of like fix this little bit here, painted that a little bit there, and just painted the semblance of teeth on that top row, I think it would definitely help it out. Um, a little hot water and I was able to straighten that jaw out. It's not bad. It's not perfect by any means, but it's not bad. He has a ball joint at the top of the torso. I think this is about as much as it can actually move on the actual figure, but like, God, I can get that second ball joint there right here. Tuck that down, get this down, get that going, get that go. That's a little odd looking. That's a little weird, but kind of cool. I kind of like it. I'm kind of really liking this figure more and more as I fiddle with it more. What do you guys think? Ball joints at the shoulders, ball joints here, ball joints there, ball joints there, ball joints here, ball joints at the hips, ball joints at the knees. He's got ball joints here and ball joints there. He's got ball joints everywhere. He's got this floating knee thing that's kind of gets stuck a little bit, but it's not too bad. Gravity helps with that. Again, loose ankles there, and then the ball joint and toe still. So he has every joint that the SH MonsterArts figure does have. It just has some little joint tolerance issues and stuff, which isn't too bad. But let's do a little bit of comparison with him real quick and get the final thoughts. Here's Bootleg -1 with Bootleg Mechagodzilla, Ahaya Toys Godzilla, the best MonsterArts Godzilla, in my opinion, a Super 7 Godzilla, NECA Shin Godzilla, Super 7 Dragonzord. God, I forgot how loose this guy's hips were. And just one more Mechagodzilla because I just love him. He's the best. Do I think you need to pick up this Godzilla -1 bootleg? Morally, probably not. Financially, yeah. If you want a Godzilla -1 to put on your shelf, you could do a lot worse, honestly. Because, like, there is a lot of details still in this guy. There's still everything that translates. Is his paint job great? Is it bad? But it's nothing that you couldn't just hit with some dull coat. And for the price, again, $29, shipped to my house, no crappy box, worth it. Does he need a little denture tune-up? Yes. Yes, he needs one line of paint right there. But I think on a shelf, if you don't want to get like super close to him, I think this will have where it looks neat with the rest of your stuff on a shelf or as a hobby project. But tell me what you think down below in the comments. Is $29 the right price for you to buy a bootleg and then have where it's like your paint project, your tester, your learn how to do things, your learn how to like make customs, mods, hobby paint, all the things. Is it just right for you? And honestly, I think if you are thinking about doing any kind of toy customizing whatsoever, bootlegs are the perfect way to go. Whether it's picking up like a bootleg Marvel Legends, SH MonsterArts. So far, there's no Hayatoy ones that I'm aware of. But just Any of them are perfect to fiddle around with, tear apart. If you break it, you're not out a lot of money, and it's a learning experience. You can learn about heating up figures to loosen joints, to pop them apart, what to do to tighten joints, what to do with those stubborn ones, how to like unwarp plastic, priming, painting. It's a gold mine for hobby stuff. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. It's been Billy Beige. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, because I think I'm gonna just, I'm gonna fix them gums. I'm gonna fix Grandpa Godzilla's gums here and go from there. But see you later, guys. Oh, God, I just can't look at him. I can't look at that face. All I can think about is like a grandpa with no like top teeth going like, back in my day. Yeah, no. But later, guys.